I wanted to turn my Tenere 700 Extreme to the ultimate adventure bike. And these upgrades that I will talk about today made an amazing bike even better. This is my second T7, and I wished someone told me about which upgrades that were worth the money the first time I bought it. I will also talk about why I don't have some upgrades today. For example, crash bars. Is that something you have? My name is Johan, and welcome to my channel. Let's start with the upgrades. I have divided the upgrades in 5 different categories. We have the protection, the looks, the performance, the practical, and then the handling. So stay tuned for the end, because the upgrades in the end make a huge difference on the handling of the bike. So starting with the protection, I have the Barkbusters. These are my favorite. I've had them on every bike, and those are the first thing the Tenere 700 will hit. Since it's so narrow, I did a low side a couple of weeks ago, and this was the only thing that was hit. Took all the impact. And regarding crash bars or not, or why I don't have them, that's because T7 is very narrow, and I had crash bars on my old T7, and I had the OEM ones, and they are heavy, and every time I fall, the Barkbusters took the hit every single time, and I was down quite a bit on my first T7. So for me, I feel confident just riding with the Barkbusters. But if you ride like enduro tracks on your T7, then yes, maybe you like some crash protections. But for my kind of riding, I ride adventure rides. I'm not an enduro rider, so I ride like this kind of tracks and the gravel roads. So I feel confident these will do the job for me. We have the GP Mucci skid plate, and it looks amazing. But also I really like that it's protecting more up here also, and to the sides, and it really goes with the flow of the bike. So that's a bit expensive, but I think it's worth it. Then we have the headlight protection. This is the OEM headlight protection. It's quite expensive, but I really like having some protection from stones hitting my front light. Then I have these nylon nuts. I'm not sure if I can call them an upgrade, but it's really nice because if you tip over on the side, you have a steel nut into an aluminium frame or aluminium fork. So if you shred it, it will be a pain to get out. So that's why it's just easier to have a nylon nut. A small little tip, the same here. It's maybe not an upgrade, but it's something that protects the swing arm, and because this mud guard rubs against the swing arm here, and I noticed it actually makes a dent, or makes marks on this swing arm. So I just bent a washer and I glued it with super glue. Not sure if you can see it down there. Just helps to protect when the swing arm is moving up and down. Then I have these thorugh folding mirrors. Really like them. I had them on my 890 as well. So if you tip over, they will just be like this. That's what happened in my low side also. And also nice when you come into a bush or something, you can just follow it so you don't crash them. Going over to the looks, that's debatable, but I really like having a tail tidy on this bike. It really makes the bike much cleaner from the end, I think, at least. So I have an RNG tail tidy, and I think it just makes the back end much nicer. Now over to the performance, and now we need to get the saddle out. I have the twin air pre-filter, as you can see, and underneath I have a unifilter. I will put up a picture of how that looks. I've had a different video where I show that. So it will breathe much better with this, and this pre-filter also makes it a lot easier to just clean, and nothing will reach the main filter. So makes life easier and also boosts the air coming into the engine. Besides that, I have a full exhaust, so no cat. So full system from Dominator, and the slip-on HP6, I think it's called. So we have a full exhaust, and we have a more open air filter, so the bike breathes much better. So therefore, as you can imagine, I also needed a ECU flash. So I did the ECU flash, and the bike is less jerky on the throttle, and I also have more mid-range power where I actually ride. So for example, it's easier to do 4th gear wheelies, and yeah, I think it's worth it, especially with the jerkiness. It's much smoother, so I really like it, recommend it. Besides that, I also changed to full synthetic oil in the engine by Yamaha. They put in semi-synthetic from the dealer, but it feels better to have full synthetic. Consider liking and subscribing if you think this was helpful in any way. If I just helped one person to make a decision, that's worth it for me. And also I want to make a community here on the channel where everyone should feel welcomed and be able to say what they think. So join by subscribing. Now over to the more practical stuff, or comfort-wise. I have the Oxford heated grips, and I really like how they feel. They're a bit bigger, but still like them. Gives a lot of grip, and I like that you can have 5 different levels. The only thing I didn't like about them was that I had to waterproof the connections myself. Then I have the quad lock wireless charger, and I just mounted it, ran the wires here and into the side here where you have connections. So I really like this setup, since I run a mobile phone, and then I also put my DJI controller here. So like that setup, it's easy, it's fast. I took off the passenger pegs and I put this Krieg plate on instead, where I can put the straps for the bags. So every little weight saving I can do, I do. So this one is nice. Now over to the upgrades that maybe makes the biggest difference in the handling of the bike. Let's go. I have the 1-finger clutch from Camel ADV, and this one I've talked about it in another video, but it makes the friction zone wider and also the clutch pull easier. And for me, the main thing is that it makes the friction zone wider, because it's very on and off on the T7. I had an issue with that on my install, but check my other video for that. It's kind of important to know actually, but this one, yeah, makes the friction zone wider, and I really like that. It's much easier to modulate the clutch in tighter riding conditions. As you can see, it's much easier for me to just modulate the clutch with 1 finger now. No issues whatsoever. I ride like this for hours without issues. And then we have another big one, and that's the brake fix from Camel ADV. And I'm really particular with my back brake, and this one makes a huge difference how you can control the rear tire and the back brake. It's mushy on the standard one, I think, and I tried to modulate that as best I could, but yeah, I just bought this. It's expensive, but I think it's worth it. It's really worth it. It's not that mushy anymore. You can see it bites. I have a little free play here, and then it bites directly. And I have set it approximately a bit over level on the foot peg. Therefore I can reach it very easy whenever I need it. So then I also have an ABS dongle, and for that I need to take out the rear seat again. And the ABS dongle from LSK, I think it's called, yeah, LSK Electronics, and therefore I can just press this button here for ABS to go on and off without going into the menu. And if you have this wheel on your Tenere 700, you know this is not the smoothest to operate. So I really like that I can just press here to get ABS on and off. As you can see in display now, when I push the button, now I have ABS. Now rear ABS is off, and if I press and hold, ABS is off on the front tires as well. And of course I can't talk about upgrades if I don't talk about the tires. The stock tires is really good on asphalt, I will give them that, but my kind of riding, especially now at autumn when it's a bit moist to say the least in the ground, I like to have aggressive adventure tires, so I go for the Mitas Enduro Trail XT Plus. Really like that one. and in the front I have the Mitas Enduro Trail Rally Pro. No particular reason there's a difference, just that this was cheaper when I bought it. But it's the same pattern. Maybe it's a bit softer, I think this is, compared to the XT Plus. But yeah, I really like them. I've ridden exactly this kind of tire to Nordkapp, and I did 6,000 kilometers and it was totally finished, but it made it. So I've tried these tires out extensively, really like them. And also I forgot to mention, but this is a Tenere 700 Extreme. So I have some upgraded suspension already, both front and rear. And I also have a radiator guard and a chain guide. So I think that's it. But the suspension is the big one. Makes a huge difference from the standard one. Thank you for watching today. Hopefully this helped you make some decision on which upgrades you should have on your Tenere 700. So have a great day, and I will see you soon again. Bye bye.